Hey everyone, Scott here, Telecom Guide 10. As I always say, I haven't posted a video in some time. So this is quite an update. A lot has happened since you guys have seen a video from me last time. I've since moved. The last time you saw a video from me was when I was in Maryland. I no longer work there, sold my house, and I've moved to Tennessee, where I'm hoping will be my permanent destination. So I'm in my, right now I'm in the basement of my new house. Right behind me, you're seeing what I'm calling my home DF, or home MDF, or main distribution frame if you're not in the industry. And it's a work in progress. I'm the second owner of this house. It was built in 1955, which is pretty cool. So I bought it from the original family. But you can see behind me, I've got an equipment rack. This is actually a false wall here. There's a cinder block wall behind it, but I didn't want to drill into it. So I figured I'd go over a few things and just kind of give you guys a channel update. I'm not really a full-time YouTuber, obviously, but on occasion I have something exciting, and today's one of those occasions. So since I was a kid, I've always liked the classic Merlin phones. If you look on my channel, you'll see some videos of when I was in high school about 10 or 12 years ago, where I could just kind of feature the ringtones. So since then, in my job, I still work for a communications company, mostly a project manager now. But my installers, when they go to do a system upgrade, are always nice enough to save old equipment for me from customer locations that would normally get thrown away. And in this particular instance, I got a hold of an Avaya G650 media gateway, which is basically like a Definity PBX, which is an enterprise-grade PBX. You could within reason, you could probably call it a miniature 5ESS central office, just a smaller version of it. But anyways, I've always wanted one of these because it's a carrier-grade device, if you will, and it's capable of serving a number of different digital phones. It'll serve the classic Merlin phones. It'll serve the 4-wire 7400 series digital phones, which I'll show you here in a minute. It'll do the 8400 series, it'll do the 6400 series, it'll do the 2400 series, and it'll do, I think if I didn't say it already, it'll do analog phones. And this system that I got is really well equipped. It came from a assisted living facility that used to provide dial tone to the rooms for all the residents. So it's got 126 analog ports on it as equipped, not including the digital ports. So it came with a newer digital port card, and I've swapped it for it's a TN754C. It's an 8-port card that supports the older Merlin-looking, the older style 7400 series phones and the 8400 series phones. And I got a bunch of 7400 series phones from people in the phone community, as well as on eBay, which is my favorite place in the world. And I'm like eBay's #1 customer when it comes to old phones. But anyway, so the purpose of this video is I just want to kind of do a quick introduction of what the phones look like and everything. I just now, a few minutes ago, finished setting up all the phones in the house. I had everything wired for an Avaya IP office, which is actually right down here. I'm going to be decommissioning that, and I'm going to sell that here pretty soon. So if you know somebody that wants an IP office that's reasonably equipped and a whole bunch of IP office IP phones and 9600 series digital phones, feel free to comment and let me know. Or you can find me by name in the Avaya at&t phone systems group on Facebook. I'm active on a lot. I've been posting a lot of updates in there. But anyway, so I'll stop talking, and we'll do a quick cut to a video of just me playing around with the phones around the house. See you in a second. All right, so I'm downstairs where you just saw me recording just a video of me talking for a minute. These are two of the 7400 series phones. This is a 7407D, and this is a 7406D plus. I couldn't tell you what the plus is for. I just know it says that there, so I'm calling it a plus. These do have a 2-line display, little dot matrix display. If you've ever used a classic Merlin phone, this is pretty much exactly the same. The little key clicks that it makes, those might be familiar to you. My favorite part of these phones is just the way they look. They're seriously neat looking. They're sort of like a retro modern. You can tell they were trying to go for a more futuristic look, especially with this style of handset. if you've ever watched a movie that takes place in like a police station or anything like that back in the 80s or 90s, these phones and the ringtone that they make is pretty much ubiquitous in Hollywood even today. So I'll do a quick demonstration. So the cool thing with these display sets is even though they're the older sets, they still give you full name and number caller ID. So check this out. So the 7407 actually has the time. So I can actually, so this is 5026 and this is 5027. So we'll call 5027. And you just like normal, you lift the handset to answer. You can put that on hold, you'll see it blinks. Now, none of these labels are accurate. I haven't done a thing with these phones other than take them out of the box and plug them into the wall. So you'll see here, test bench shows you the name of the extension and the extension itself, and the time just kind of stays there. So I can put this on hold here as well, and I can actually make a second and even third call. And another call from Basement Workbench. You'll see it's on appearance B, because on these systems you have A, B, and C, and you can actually program more. So you could have D, E, F, and G, and so on and so forth. Anyways, you get the idea there. Another thing about this system that's neat is it has embedded AUDX voicemail. So I'll show you what that sounds like here.
Welcome to AUDX. For help at any time, press *H. Please enter extension and #. Enter password and Sandy Shin. No new messages.
So this system is so fresh that I haven't even changed the voicemail greeting, so it's still the last person that had this extension number on the old system. It still has their name on it, which is kind of funny. So I've got to remember to record those. But anyway, that's just a quick demonstration of the phones, and then I'll show you what the system looks like next. All right, here it is in all its glory. This is a Avaya G650 media gateway. It supports the TN type cards, which is what these are. The way this works, at least this is my understanding, is, I guess, you know what, I'll explain what each card is first. So this is a TN 8412 AP server IP interface. This is basically like a media translator. So all of these digital cards talk time division multiplexing, or TDM. So basically the backplane of this system is like a TDM bus, if you will. So this system would normally require a processor card, and you would have to have different systems like a dedicated PC to run AUDX voicemail, things like that. But what's cool is this has a TN 8400 BP, that's like Bravo Papa, media server. And what this is it's basically an embedded Red Hat Linux PC that has virtualization on it. So in here is the AUDX voicemail, the actual call processor, the phone system itself. And the way this works is this talks over IP with the media translator, and then that's what allows all these cards to work. So moving on, these are the two TN754C cards. These are digital 8-port line cards. Like I was telling you before, those are the ones that make the these phones over here. These 7400 series phones that require 4 wires, 2 for power and 2 for data. And then the 8400 series that can work in either 2-wire mode or 4-wire mode. So if you were going to use them on this particular card, like the wiring, you would have to use, well, you could plug in either phone type is what I'm saying. So anyways, back over here. So this system, like I said, was really well equipped. So they had some door intercoms, like some door box entry phones, and the way they made those work is they used one of those entry phone controllers, like a Viking model. It's usually like a C2000B or something like that, and basically you press the button on the call box, and those the C2000B, if I'm remembering correctly, can function either as it can provide dial tone and talk battery, or it can receive it from something else. So the way they had this set up is there's a CO trunk card here, and this takes regular analog phone lines, and they had the door phone system wired into this. So whenever someone pressed a button on the call box, like to be let in after hours when there's no one at the front desk, it would ring one of these trunks, and then depending on whether the system was in day or night service, which is just a call routing thing based on time of day, it would route the call either to the front desk, and they could answer and say, you know, hey, what can we do for you, that kind of thing, and they could buzz the person in. Or at nighttime, it would go to like the night nurse or whoever's on staff at nighttime. All right, so these 5 cards are the TN793CP. They're analog line cards, so you can plug fax machines, modems, elevator phones, door phones, and regular old phones like these right here. And the best part is it supports tone or rotary dialing natively. So all I have to do is change the station type to a 2500 if I want to use touch tone, or to a 500 if I want to use rotary dial. And this system presents real talk battery, like the actual 48 volts, like a central office would. And it also provides enough ringing voltage to actually properly drive a bell ringer in a phone. I don't have those analog phones programmed right now, otherwise I would show that to you, but I can show that to you guys in a later video. This is just a blank insert, so I could put another card here if I want. And I do have another card that I'll probably put there, I just haven't decided which. I think I'm going to use an announcement card, which I'll cover in a future video if we get into that. This is a DS1 card. It's a TN464HP, like Hotel Papa, and it's functioning as a 23-channel PRI, which is a digital phone service. You have 23 channels of voice that can go through there. And I have that currently connected to this Adtran Total Access 900E, which is functioning as a PRI to SIP gateway. So that way I can use my voice over IP phone service with this PBX, which is pretty fantastic. Otherwise I'd have to use these analog trunk cards. But what's cool is I can use DID-based routing. So I have a block of 30 consecutive phone numbers that I have from VoIP.ms, the provider. What I can do is I can use the translation tables in this system. So if you call, like, you know, let's say it's 5171 is the, you know, the main phone, you can set it up to basically route calls according with the DID. So basically each phone has an actual phone number associated with it that you can call directly from the outside, that will ring directly to that phone and to that phone only, and will actually go to that phone's voicemail box also. If you've ever met somebody that's handed you a business card that has an office number but also a direct number on it, that's what I'm talking about, is the direct number. The next card, the TN799DP, like Delta Papa, CLAN card. This is literally just an IP interface. And I believe they put this on here because this system used to be connected to a Windows XP computer that was doing station message detail recording, or SMDR, basically just logging calls. Because I think they were charging the residents per call on the system, so obviously they need a way to account that to be able to give them a bill. And then this next one is the TN2302AP IP media processor. You know what? I honestly don't recall what this one was doing in this case. Maybe someone that knows more than me can fill me in. But either way, I know it's part of the whole system, and everything's connected to this little dumb switch right here, so like all the cards can all talk to each other, and that's how the system works. This is the terrible temporary wiring. The goal is I'm going to do a 110 block that will have all of the outputs from all of the cards here, and then I'm going to bring we'll call it the inside plant, like all of the cabling here in the house. Most of that's data, the yellow's voice. And that's going to be terminated on blocks here, and then we'll have a cross-connect field basically between the two, nice and neat. You'll see I've already got a big spool of cross-connect wire here ready to go. But other than that, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick update. I have a lot of stuff going on. It's an absolute disaster down here because I haven't even unpacked everything. You know, I've got all my, I'm a big car collector also, so I've got all my auto parts and stuff over there, and you'll see all kinds of cable and things like that over there. So, as I do more interesting stuff that I think is video worthy, or if you guys have something specific that you've seen in this video that you would like me to cover, let me know and I'm happy to do it. Other than that, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.